Yes, sir. All right, check this out. We're back at it again. We're back talking about 2K. Now, this video might hurt some of y'all feelings. Some of y'all feelings are going to get hurt. But I'm going to be honest. I'm calling it like it is. So we need to have another conversation about this once again because it seems like we're having a little bit of nostalgia bait, a little bit of delusion going on here. So let me go ahead and just get the stuff over with. So let's talk about this 2K builder system. You know what I'm saying? The 2K builder system, the animations, the builds, all that stuff. All right. We're going to be getting a little bit into gameplay and all that, but it's going to mostly be like takeovers and stuff. Mostly I'll talk about the animations, but this is strictly like the 2K builder system. So, to give a little bit of context, in previous 2Ks, we've had archetype systems. 2K17 was when they first introduced this. Before then, we had inside outside balance builds. If I were to do like a tier list of all the build systems they had, I would probably put the inside outside system. I'd probably put that at a B because it was simplistic, straight to the point, not really much nuance to it, but it also wasn't bad either. So can't really comment too much on that. The archetype system, the single archetype system, will probably get an A because I really do feel like this balance, like everybody having their kind of role things. Obviously, the stuff has changed. The double archetype system probably would be lower because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't really get the hype of the double archetype. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but I wouldn't go as far as to be like, oh my gosh, it was elite, it was elite. That's his delusion right there. But anyways, it's not a hero there. Then we get the pie charts. I know a lot of people were trashing on the pie charts. I didn't really like them either, but let's not act like everybody was sitting here making good builds over those pie charts. Y'all were glazing the crap out of them pie charts, and now y'all hate them. You see what I'm saying with this nostalgia baiting and all this nostalgia lies? Dudes were loving this pie chart system, and now all of a sudden everybody hates it? Where is this coming from? But like I said, people's feelings gonna get hurt, but that's not a hero there. I'm just saying it's interesting how we're changing up on this stuff. So, anyways, pie chart is gone. Now we're going to the system that we pretty much have now, starting in 2K22. Well, 2K21, the next gen at the time, where now you can put your own attributes in the builds. So, this is basically going to get into what we're talking about now. So, first off, in 2K26, the builder's broken. Let's just call it like it is. It's broken. Now, I will say this. I do like the fact that your players can do everything. Okay? This was a problem in the previous 2Ks. People felt like their builds were too restrictive, which they were. I'm not complaining about giving more freedom to players. I'm all for that. But now we done created an issue where players do everything at an elite level. And like, come on, bro. A 6'6" point guard can dunk at an elite level, can shoot at an elite level, can block shots at an elite level, can test shots at an elite level. Like, bro, you guys would think this is a superstar, but there's no such thing as five superstars on the same team. This has never happened before. Only time this has happened was what, like the 60s with the Celtics? But come on, bro. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman were not like Michael Jordan was the superstar. Scottie Pippen was close to a superstar, but he was a star. Dennis Rodman is not a superstar. This is like putting those players in the same team, and we sitting here saying these guys do everything. Stop. Scottie Pippen was the main playmaker, like the main distributor. He's the elite defender. He wasn't elite at shooting. Jordan wasn't elite at 3-point shooting. Dennis Rodman was only elite in rebounding and defense. He sucks on offense. That's Draymond Green. Come on. But we sitting here acting like these players do everything. Oh my gosh. Guys, even the Golden State Warriors, when they had Curry, Clay, Kevin Durant, Draymond Green, Zaza Pachulia, or whatever. Yeah, you had multiple superstars on that team, but that don't mean this is supposed to what's supposed to happen in 2K. That doesn't mean this happens in 2K, bro. Not everybody is fit to be the main scorer, the main superstar. But that's really more of an issue with people themselves more than a builder. But I do mention it anyways because this is what you people done did. You done gave these people birth to think they're superstars and they do everything. Now every player can do everything. There's only one basketball, but your player can do everything though. Whatever. I'll talk about that later in this video, but that's some bull crap, right? But the builder is too broken, like I said. The builds do everything. I wouldn't be mad if it was at a good level. Not elite, but a good level. But these builds do everything at an elite level. 93 dunk, 93 three-pointer, 90 ball handle, 90 ball speed with ball, 90 perimeter defense. They have 690s in their build. I know we asked for freedom in all our builds. This is just too dang much. That's way too much freedom. This is like reaching Lonzo, like prime Lonzo in UCLA. This is reaching LeBron levels of bullcrap. This is reaching LeBron levels of bullcrap. Like, bro, like everybody has their players. Like, this is what I was saying, bro. And people were complaining. Another thing, the build diversity. There's no build diversity because these builds do everything. They do everything. You can make a 6'8" to a 6'11" build that is Curry, LeBron, and Wemby all in one build. All in one build. Because, and here's another issue. These cap breakers. These cap breakers are stupid. Now, I will say this. Last year, 2K25, it was stupid because it was only one attribute. You can't do anything with that. Okay? I agree that they did need to make them better. This is not how you do it. Now, a 7'4" center build, excuse me, I'm losing my voice because this is some bullcrap. A 7'4" center build can go from like a 63 pointer all the way up to a 89 three ball. Now, you look at me right now and tell me what sense does that make? It doesn't make sense. Is that you see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. And before anybody gets in the comments telling some, see, no, you don't understand. You were just talking about freedom, but now you're hating on the freedom. You're hating. I just wanted to make a Victor Wembanyama build. He can do everything. Stop. Quit lying. Quit sitting here lying, bro. You want to know how you make that Victor Wembanyama build on 2K? 7'4" T-Rex arms. That's not a Wemby build, bro. That is not a Wemby build. If I see anybody, and this has happened too, you go to rec, you see dudes making the realistic player builds. A Wemby build with a 7'4" wingspan is not a Wemby build. I don't care if you have to do it to get the shooting. I don't care. That's not a Wemby build. Where is this blocking? Where's the rebounding? Where's everything else? But now you can't do that though because you want to get the realistic. Y'all, you can just get limitless range at 83, put +2 on it. There's your Wemby build right there. There's your Wemby build right there. But no, you got to make it broken. Get the freak out of here. I'm not buying that bull. I'm not buying it. This is like making a Kevin Durant build with T-Rex arms. What are we doing? But then again, this is another issue on the gameplay aspect because 2K, for some reason, can't figure out how to balance this game correctly. So they had to make it where longer wingspan means you can't shoot, even though Kevin Durant exists, Wemby exists, but they have to do it this way because the game would be much more broken than it already is. But now you see why this builder sucks because it's so built around the 2K builder itself. As a result, the gameplay suffers from how easy it is to do everything. What are we doing? Like I said, bro, I'm all for players doing everything, man. But that don't mean everybody need to be elite at everything. At the bare minimum, we should be good to great in everything. Elite is just reaching ridiculous LeBron level of bull crap. Because now everybody, and people are still sitting here complaining how to make a perfect LeBron build. When they don't realize these are LeBron builds. Everybody is LeBron. What are we talking about? You can't make a realistic LeBron build. You can't make a realistic LeBron build. Y'all have essentially made it with these 6'8" builds. Stop. Like I said, bro, I told y'all, man, some of these dudes gonna get their feelings hurt. I'm just calling it like it is. I told you. If y'all hating right now, go ahead and just click off this video. Y'all gonna be mad at me. Hey, you gonna be mad at me for telling the truth. Dudes gonna get in the comments telling myself, why are you still talking about 2K? If you don't like it, don't like it, don't like it, don't like it. Y'all, I enjoy 2K. I'm making this video because I want to give these guys constructive criticism. Okay, this is not just me sitting here just ranting and hating. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm being funny. I'm being funny and joking. But at the same time, it's constructive criticism, bro. If I go to the devs team, right? If I'm the boss at 2K, I tell them to do everything how I want them to do it, right? They do everything that I told them to do, and they still get in trouble with you guys. Why? Because it's not the way you guys wanted to do it. But guess what? This will be no different than me working at McDonald's and doing everything the boss told me to, and the order still messed up. You want to know why? Because you can't please everybody, bro. There's always going to be one problem with it. But you don't see me sitting here like I know it seems like I'm complaining, but I'm just pointing this out because I just want to point out the hypocrisy in this 2K community. You dudes are hypocrites, bro. Like, come on, man. Dudes are like, bro, these 2K builders, man, they don't even be making sense in the first place. People on YouTube making these builds, they don't even play nothing like the actual build. What's up, guys? It's your boy here. I'm going to show you how to make the best edition Tatum build. And then it's not the same height as Tatum. It's not the same wingspan as Tatum. They don't even got all of Tatum's animations. But it's supposed to be a Jason Tatum build. Get the freak out of here, bro. Stop with that nonsense too, bro. Stop. Just call it a meta 6869 build and call it a day. You don't need to sit here and lie talking about, oh, this the next SGA build, this the next Curry build. It's not hard to make a Curry build, bro. Everybody and their grandma can make a Curry build. Stop making videos on that, bro. You're not like, who's watching that? I could talk to my nephew. He'll show you how to make a Curry build. Stop. Told y'all, man. This 2K builder is too broken, bro. And it's like, I'm not even really mad at the cap breakers. It's the issue. It's the fact that dudes can get 28 cap breakers in the span of 3 months. Like 4 or 5 months, bro. These are the cheesers, and these are the people we're listening to instead of people that actually want to play the game and give you like proper criticism of how to make the game better. But if you give proper criticism, 2K takes that as an insult. They take it as an insult, bro. Why do they do that? I don't know. But people want to glaze to get their 2K logo. Ooh, I don't get the 2K logo. Nobody cares about the 2K logo, dude. If you ain't out there putting genuine content for 2K, why should you deserve a logo? You know what I'm saying? Stop. Ronnie ain't paying you for a logo, bro. God dang. But I'm tearing away from the main point of the video, man. But you see what I'm saying? Like, and just to get into some like last stuff in here too, because like I said, I didn't talk for a little bit too long. But like these requirements for some of these stuff, man, it's just not enough. Deep Bomber is the most broken takeover. It's not even close. A 93 pointer is just too low in my personal opinion. And this is another reason why I said the builder is broken. Because of these builds able to get everything with these cap breakers, I can go from like a 60 to an 89 3-pointer, or like a 611 build going from like a 64 all the way up to a 92 or whatever it is. You see what I'm saying about these builders being too broken, bro? They can get Deep Bomber essentially with no effort. No effort. Like T. Chris, I can do this with no effort. Come on, man. Deep Bomber should be there for the elite of the elite. Make people actually want to encourage with the high risk, high reward way to reward builds, bro. Make it 95. Make it really steep to want to be like, okay, you want to be a shooter. Okay, you're going to have to figure it out on defense, or your donkey might not be as good as it is, and all this other stuff. Okay? Make the risk in the reward system be good. That's all I'm asking for, bro. That's all I'm asking for, man. I'm not sitting here saying go back to pie charts and all this other stuff, make these builds restrictive. That is absolutely not what I'm saying at all. I'm all for players being able to do everything, dude. But there needs to be a balance to this stuff. There's no reason I should be able to be in the builder and make a 6'8" build that has a 93 dunk, can get a 93 pointer, can get a 92 perimeter defense with 86 ball handle, 85 speed with ball, 92 pass accuracy, all this stuff, 90 speed with agility and all this other stuff. Like, bro, they can have 10 90s in one build, and you're sitting here telling me, well, this is what the cap breakers are good for this game. Do you really think that? Do you really think that, or are you just pandering to these Glazers? You just pandering to the Glazers, bro. Stop. And then on top of that, and it don't help that like I said, rhythm shooting. I told everybody in my very first 2K video in 2K26. I told everybody this, bro. Rhythm shooting was going to make the whole community diversive on this bullcrap. Look what it's doing. It's boring, right? We can admit it's boring. Like, you have to green the tempo and not the timing. I just think that's bullcrap, dude. Where's the skill in that? Like I said, as much as we want to trash on 2K25, I think the rhythm shooting was actually perfect because it encouraged a skill gap. It encouraged a skill gap. There is no skill in rhythm shooting. Like, yeah, people can shoot with the button. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some really great people shoot with the button, but it's just bull crap, man. It's just a whole lot of bull. And people are sitting here telling me this is what they wanted, but now we want to backtrack. Stop. Stop. And I try to tell y'all, man, all this dang pro play, all this bull crap is what y'all wanted. Is what y'all wanted. So you know what? Don't get mad. Don't get mad at me for pointing out the truth. I'm being honest and calling it like it is. Okay? All this stuff that people wanted in the game, the broken 2K builder, the broken cap breakers, the rhythm shooting, all this other stuff, this is what you guys want. This is what the 2K community wanted, bro. I'm just saying, if you didn't want this, you would have had much more pushback than this. And I'm gonna end the video, but before I do, I just want to refute something. I know people are gonna say it. See, you don't understand. This is not what the whole 2K community wanted. You're putting the whole 2K as the homogeneous entity. That's not entirely the case. You're just hating. You're hating. You're hating. Why are you even making a video on this in the first place? Just cut the game off. Cut the game off. How about you cut the game off? How about that? You cut the game off. I'm not gonna sit here and stop playing 2K because you people are complaining about stuff that you asked for. Whose fault was it that people were hitting the fading threes in season one? This is y'all's fault because y'all said you wanted a pure green window. Like, don't get me wrong. Yeah, they should have been smaller in the first place. But what did you expect? I told you this is a cause and effect issue. You asked for a pure green window. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen? Stop acting like you knew everything. You didn't know everything. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about here? And another thing too. Dudes were complaining about the steals, the bump steals. And like I said, this is what the 2K content creators, this is what the community wanted. You dudes were complaining for 2 days that you were getting the ball stolen from you, even though this made perfectly good sense. But nah, this ruins everything from the cheesers and the 2K crabbers. Over here crabbing like Mr. Krabs. Oh, I'm sad. You want me to play the Vienna? What did you expect?
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
This is serious.
I know. This really is the world's smallest violin. See?
But whatever. I'm hating though, right? I'm hating. Get the heck out of here, bro. I should have knew something was wrong. When dudes were going to community day and nobody was putting strength on their build, I knew something was wrong right there. Because that didn't even make any sense in the first place. But what do I know, right? Dudes are going to sit here and listen to this whole video and they think I'm hating. Nah. The reason the 2K builder is where it is today is the community's fault. You want to know why it's like this? Blame the 2K community. Don't get mad at me for pointing out the truth. Blame the 2K community for why this game is the way it is right now. And I stand on that comment. I will die on that hill. Stay cool. Keep it classy.